What's going on, y'all? I'm doing this as a bit of a different intro since this is not going to be like my normal shows where I normally am talking to you all about what I would normally be talking about on the past. This is my, I guess you could say, my first trial run of doing a pre-pod or podcast prep for a friend of the show. So this is gonna be T's first episode of Where's My Damn Mail. There will be links in the show notes for this episode. And I hope you all enjoy the content that she provides, and you will likely hear me on another show with her. I do want to be clear. She did use her audio and her equipment, and this show came out pretty good. I will admit. You'll see what I mean once you listen to it. But I definitely hope y'all enjoy this show, and I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. We're gonna just go ahead and get right on into it.
Hey, this your girl T with your first episode of Where's My Damn Mail? All right. My name is T once again, and I'm a retired postal employee. I retired at the age of 45. Actually, I just retired in July 6th, I think, yeah, this year. I retired because I didn't want to be there anymore. No, actually, it was a little deeper than that, but I really truly got tired of it. Um, I'm going to talk about this show is going to be about the U.S. Postal Service. It's going to be talk about UPS. I'm going to talk about FedEx, DHL, and it's going to be the good, the bad, the ugly, the cute, the funny, and everything else. I'm not just going to bash it. I'm going to tell you good things, bad things, helpful things. Some things probably not so helpful. Um, just little things to enlighten people, to get people through the holidays, because the holidays are coming. I also will have guests in here to speak. Like I have a co-host today, and I will have him introduce himself now.
What up? What up? This is BT, aka Bryan, here to mellow out the newness of the first show, kind of break the ice. And I guess she wants me to do my added promo, give her a little time to reprieve and breathe. So I actually have my own podcast. I'm doing the podcast. She actually was on my last show called Thepassbtpod. We did a show for International Podcast Day where I gave her some tips and tricks about podcasting. So if you're looking to do podcasting, check me out there. I also run my own graphic design and web design business for relyonbotllc. And I guess you could say my hobby, but my fun part is I write a blog, publishes every Sunday around 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's about life and everything that's going on. So you can check everything out, and I'll give T the links for the show notes later.
All right, thank you, Bryan. All right, now we're gonna get into this right here. Okay, it's just the intro. Is my first episode, so I'm not really gonna get deep into everything. Just gonna hit on a few hot things to hopefully get you to come back for episode 2.
Oh, y'all coming back?
I hope so.
They gotta come back because I might come back.
Oh, you coming back?
Oh, I've been told to come back. All right.
Okay. Yeah. So let's hit on a little few things. First thing we're gonna talk about. I don't want to say like history of the post office because that's kind of boring. Right? We all know that the postal service is in the Constitution, so it's required. You can't just say, "Oh, we don't want it no more," and get rid of it. It's in the Constitution. We also know that. Well, not all of us know, but we're going to know that it's part of the executive branch. It's like the red-headed stepchild of the executive branch. We're federal when they want us to be federal, quasi-federal if you want to say, self-sustained where the government doesn't fund us. The money comes from our sales, so we don't get money from taxpayers, and we are asking for a bill. And I keep saying we like I'm still there because my retirement is coming from the government. So this is important to know that our sales do count. So buy stamps and send packages and everything counts. So keep us going. We need the money. Even though we were required to pay retirement up for 75 years, the only agency that was required. And that's really what's hurting the post office right now, that requirement right there. Hopefully it will be repealed eventually. Also,
before you go too deep into your thoughts, because I don't want to overtake your show, because I do remember you mentioned it. What since I am a fellow podcaster, what's your presentation in doing this podcast? If you didn't mention it already, if you mentioned it already, then we can just whisk by. But what caused you to really think of saying, "Hey, I want to do a podcast about postal service"?
My initial thought was to do this because I feel that it's things that need to be known to the public. There's a lot of things that people don't know about the post office and shipping and mailing in general. Things that need, like how to ship packages, how to, the ins and outs, things that go on. They also need to know the shenanigans that go on. You'd be surprised of the things that go on and the things that I'm going to talk about.
Like the forever stamp.
Oh yeah, the forever stamp. Oh, I have stories. At one point in time in life, there were only 2 things that could get you fired from the Postal Service. Now I think there's nothing that can get you fired because you will get your job back. You can stab somebody and come back. Hey, I got a story about that. Tune in. It's a bunch of stuff that I think that people would enjoy to hear, would love to hear, need to hear. And I'm just the person to put it out there. I feel I'm the person to put it out there. So it's going to be educational. It's going to be fun. It's going to be everything. And hopefully I can enlighten some folks and folks can learn some things. And I'll let you know when they're hiring because they are hiring for the holidays right now. So if you need a job, check them out.
Cool.
Good pay too. I should add good pay. It's always good pay.
Nice.
Yeah. And if you know anybody, just go to USPS.com and look under careers. That's where you find that at. See, I'm promoting them. Oh my gosh, I should get paid.
We are not sponsored.
No, we're not. This was not. Look, we are not getting sponsored by them, and we are. Look, what's the how you do the? Look,
we do not own the rights.
Yeah, we do not own the rights. We are not getting paid by them. So no, that's the little disclosure thing. Moving on.
I figured that would help lighten the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like I need to just add that as a signature voiceover for people's podcasts. We do not own the rights to anything that's said.
Yeah, and anything that I say, if it's not facts, I will let you know allegedly or supposedly or someone else stated or things of that nature.
We'll physically do air quotes, or she'll physically do air quotes.
Yeah.
It'll improv.
Right. So I don't want to try to be sued for defamation, as one of my managers told me she was going to sue me for defamation. And when it wasn't even me, but okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I told you I got stories.
Yeah, you sound like you got a good amount in the tuck.
Yeah. Okay. Plenty of material. Anybody who ever worked at the post office got plenty of material. So moving on to another topic. Well, before
finishing up history. Before I think I snipped you mid-history. My bad.
No. History is good. But my history, I was there for 13 years.
Oh.
And I know a lot of people have questions. You retired at 45 and you had only been there 13 years. I will talk about that later too, so you can tune in for that too. There's always a way. And I'm not getting halfway retirement either. I got all of my retirement. I was a mail handler when I retired. And for people who don't know, that was a craft employee. There are different careers at the Postal Service. You have different crafts. You have different unions. You have under the Mail handler union which is NPMHU. You have your mail handlers and you have your equipment operators. It's a whole bunch of different things you can probably put up under there. You have APWU. That's another union. You have your maintenance, custodians, drivers, clerks. You have the NALC union, which is your carrier, your city carriers. You have your National Rural Carriers Union. For your rural carriers, you have your NAPS union, which is your supervisors union, which leads you into your management. Management is EAS, which management starts off at, I'll say, a level 12. And level is a pay grade, basically. So pay grade 12, which is a PS. PS is for postal. GS is more of the government side. PS is for the postal side. So PS 12 and above is management. And your supervisors, I think, are the only ones that have a union. And they are like PS 16 through 18. And you have, they go up to maybe a PS 26. And then you have your executives, which are the ones that get paid six figures.
Boo Bank.
Yeah, those are the people that retire and get everything. You know, I mean, everything. They get all their full benefits. They don't pay for benefits.
They get flued out.
Yeah, they get flued out. Yes.
Those
are the ones that get the houses. They get to buy their houses and say if they move and get another executive job, they don't have to worry about selling their house. The post office will buy their house if they can't sell it.
Oh, that's dope.
And they get to go to school for free and, you know, all the good perks. Like I said, they don't pay not one penny for their health insurance or anything.
Dang.
Yeah, unlike us peons that had to pay for our insurance, and which they increase every year our amount that we have to pay. They don't have to pay, and they get bonuses too. Some of upper management get bonuses too. I think it's like the managers, senior managers, lead managers. They get bonuses too, depending upon the performances of us peons.
Got it.
But we don't get bonuses.
Y'all just work.
Yeah, we just worker bees. So, yeah, but their salary, once you get to a certain point, I think it's like they get their salary. And we're hourly.
Got it.
So we get overtime. They don't get overtime.
Yeah, they work 80 hours in a week and they still get that solid salary regardless.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But the supervisors that are level 17, they get salary, but if they work over, they get straight time. They don't get overtime, but they will get straight time.
Okay.
So it still kind of sucks, but it's it is what it is.
There you go. I was gonna say that. I was like, I don't think the listeners are gonna understand, but it
is what it is. It's it's like you
gift and a curse.
Right.
Okay.
Because their gift is if they work 4 hours, they get paid for 8.
Right.
So after 4 hours of them working, they can go home and they're gonna get paid for 8.
Whole day, yeah.
Yeah.
Curses. You might work 12.
But we are guaranteed 8 hours as a craft employee. We're guaranteed. So, since we're guaranteed 8 hours, like let me give you an example. So a manager didn't like me. She got irritated with me one day. Mm-hmm. I'll get into that story a little later.
Yeah, we're gonna work on the censorship with names later. But.
Yeah, she told my supervisor to tell me to clock out and go home. I looked at her. I said, "Does she know I get paid for 8 hours anyway?" She said, "I'm just telling you what she said." I told her, I said, "I'm not clocking out, but I will go home.
Right.
You will have to take me off the clock." She said, "Okay." I got paid for 12 hours that day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they put me on the overtime list, and because she violated the contract, which we have, because craft employees have a contract, they had to pay me for all of that time. Mm. And it was a Friday, so it was my weekend too, so I enjoyed everything.
So you rolled the weekend in properly. Cool.
Yeah, so we will talk about that too, and the violations of contracts and all of that, and how we'll talk about everything, how the Postal Service violate the contract, how they pay out a lot of money that they shouldn't pay out. Yeah, and how I was a little more about my history. I should have told y'all this too. When I retired, I was a mail handler, but I started off as a clerk, and the positions I held in between those two jobs were a budget analyst, which is in management. I was in operation support, which is in management. I did human resources, which is in management. And this is not on my resume because it was unofficial, but they needed, the manager of IT was out of the building for one day, and I did hold it down for one day.
So you technically kind of have IT experience inadvertently. Got it.
One day.
Go
one
Bulls.
day. Yeah, unofficially. Unofficially, you know. So I do have like a wide array of knowledge. I was a shop steward when I was a clerk, and I was a shop steward when I was a mail handler. So I'm not just speaking from one point of view as a mail handler. That was just my last position I had.
Right.
When I was there, what I left as. And I'll explain to you why I left as a mail handler and why I came back from being a budget analyst to a mail handler. It was more so not by choice.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a whole nother story of crabs in a barrel.
Which,
yeah.
That's a funny coincidence talking about crabs in a barrel, because we was talking about that on another show where that's been an age-old myth, but separate show.
Like I said, more shows down the road,
Yeah.
more entertainment.
I feel like I'm at the best days and be like, all right, I'm guessing. I'm the plus one.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, but that's a good breakdown.
Yeah, and then we're also gonna talk about I guess things that you should know too is about the different facilities, because when people I guess think of the post office, they just think of like the post office. When you go in, you buy your stamps, you drop off your package. But it's a whole nother thing going on when it comes to like the post office. You have your processing plants,
Right.
which are huge, which they actually been closing those processing plants. They're still looking into closing more processing plants. And
Is this due to COVID?
no, they were closing processing plants before.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. They're cut because
Cost?
well, they're saying because what's going on is they're reducing force.
Okay.
RIF,
Okay.
reduction in force, RIF.
Got it.
A lot of people are retiring and they're really not hiring. We had like back in maybe 2007, between 2007 and 2010, a huge amount of people retired, and they never really hired the amount of people that retired. They never replaced all of them.
So it was a big
So
dip.
they closed a lot of processing plants. They relocated a lot of people across the U.S. People came from Chicago to Virginia, from Detroit to Virginia.
Were they covered for that move, or they just...
They quasi-covered them. A lot of people lost homes, cars.
I was about to say, because going back to what
People
you said
got
earlier.
divorced. I mean, there's a lot of stories, you know.
Yeah.
Then things that happened too was I know people that were, it's called excessing. They were excessed from DC to Virginia.
Right.
And then about 6 months, almost a year later, they said, "Oh, we made a mistake. We took too many of you. Y'all can come back." And so they had the choice of coming back. Some came back. Some said, "Oh, we done left now. We done started a new life. We're not coming back."
Right.
So they gave up their right to go back.
Dang.
Yeah. So they do stuff like that. That's one thing about the Postal Service. Your life is not put into account when it comes to their business model. Nothing. And even when it comes to your job, they can say, okay, well, we have too many people on this shift. We're going to get rid of these jobs, and your new job is at this time, and it starts in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Make adjustments. Your job is abolished. You have no job. You have to find another one.
Right.
You know, I mean, a lot of companies are like that too, but the post office do it frequently. It's like every so often they do it.
Okay.
They have all these different business models that they go by, but hey, it's neither here nor there.
Right.
Then you have those are like the plants, and you have your stations, your plants. You have your one headquarters, which is in D.C., Lafayette Plaza.
Okay.
That's where your postmaster general is, and a lot of your executives and stuff are there.
So is that near? So that I'm just going on a limb freestyling. Is that near the place, aka White House, or is that away from it?
Who warehouse?
Oh, never mind. Yeah, I'm saying the main joint. You say it's in D.C.
D.C.
Yeah.
I've never been there.
Got it. Okay. 2%. It was a 2% question.
No,
I know it ain't near it, but I mean.
I've never been there. Actually, when I was on the train up in D.C. going to the African American Museum, I saw Lafayette Plaza on a train.
Okay.
But
Got you. Okay.
Actually, somebody got hit by the train near there. So
we do not promote harm or violence on this podcast.
No, we don't.
I'm going to cover all the disclaimers and disclosures.
Yeah, it just so happened that
it was synced.
Yeah.
I got you.
That's why I thought. I said, "Oh, that was that's the headquarters."
Right.
But I don't know. I've never been there.
I got you.
Right.
I figured it was just a random. I was like, she may or may not know, but let me just ask anyway, just for me being me.
Okay. And you have your districts.
Okay.
Your districts are divided into they just redistricted since we got our new postmaster general. So we have our Eastern District, Northern District, Southern District, Midwest, or whatever. Virginia is in the Eastern District now. It used to be called Cap Metro. I'm not sure if they still call it Cap Metro, which consists of Maryland, D.C., Virginia,
maybe Delaware.
Used to be West Virginia. I'm not sure if West Virginia's still in there.
Okay.
Part of West Virginia, not all of it. Part of it. Trying to think, was North Carolina in it? Part of North Carolina, something. But they changed it. It's so much changing with this new postmaster general. That's going to be a whole nother segment too, with all of the changes and stuff that's going on, and all of it's not good. I mean, it's bad, and that's part of the reason. Not part of the reason, but it's a lot of stuff changing in the mail. You can't. The post office is actually going down since I've been there. I came to the post office in 2007, and it's not doing good. I thought it would be doing better by now, but it's not, and that's. I'm not saying it's just my opinion. It's fact. It is doing worse. Losing money, I would say it's. Let's just say I understand what they're talking about, pork and fat and stuff. And when it comes to money and wasting money and frivolous spending, I've seen it because I was a budget analyst. I dealt with the budget for our district, and our district, which is the Richmond district, which is I'll have to explain that a little later. Don't want to get into that right now, but because like I said, the districts are changing, everything is changing. So it was interesting. I was doing that from 2012 to 2014, so things have changed since then.
Right.
But in a nutshell, this is going to be hopefully an informative podcast. We're going to have some fun, hopefully learn some new things, enjoy it, have some laughs, and maybe I'm going to start a Twitter with this. I haven't set it up yet, but I'm going to do it, and I'll let y'all know what the Twitter account is, and I'm going to do IG. So I will have that too. In the meantime, I will probably put it in. This is going to be on Anchor, so I will put that in on Anchor. All of the
Social plugs.
Yeah, on Anchor when I get it done. And I will hopefully have y'all back for the next episode. Hopefully y'all come back and listen. And I will have my co-host come back for another episode. I don't know when he will be back, but hopefully he can be back soon because he's a great guy.
I got a feeling I'm probably gonna be like in the next one of the next 4 or 5 shows.
I have a feeling too.
Might be the next one.
I have a feeling too, but I just want to just hopefully enlighten, and I love feedback too. So if y'all could give me feedback, and be nice.
And transparent.
Yeah, and transparent. Be nice. Just don't be nasty. Be like, oh no, y'all, you just need to stop right now. Just go crawl in a corner and die. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be like that.
Yeah, especially with us being in the cancel culture.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I mean,
it's a different place, different space, but
yeah. I mean, I'm honestly, my feelings don't get hurt. That I'm not real sensitive. I'm not.
Right.
But don't be mean. I'm not, because I can come back at you. I tell you one thing. What the post office has taught me is you got to have thick skin. Mm-hmm. Don't come to the post office if you just some wimp. If you like, this is a podcast, I can cuss. If you a pussy, you know what I'm saying? No, pussies are kind of strong. They're very doable.
Yeah.
If you like some nutsack, because y'all nutsacks are really weak. It's a podcast. I can say what the fuck I want to say.
And the podcast has gotten comfortable. We are here. Yes.
Yes, I'm at that point now.
Yay.
So.
All without adding any other liquid products. Go on. Continue away.
We might have liquid products. Hey, post office. The post office taught me that too. But
if you don't understand what that means, that's a separate episode.
Also other products too. But yeah. So the post office will teach you is in order to survive, you gotta get some thick skin though. So you can come with it, but I'm gonna tell you, I bite back. I cut to the white meat. But I'm nice though. I'm sweet. I really am. But with that being said, thank you for listening to my first podcast. Woo-hoo. And hopefully you'll be back, or you will be back, because it's going to get juicy. Because I think the next episode I will do will be something juicy to bring you back. And then I'll probably I might throw in something serious, because like I said, the holidays is coming up. And some of y'all need to know how to mail damn packages, because you know what? I worked in damaged mail. And you know how many dildos I seen come through there? Okay? Wrap your dildos up, okay? All right. Anyway.
I don't even know.
With that being said, y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. And